Hello, 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 you guys, and welcome to another show. I'm by myself right now, and I'm okay with that. Like, I will do what I gotta do. So, Troy couldn't make it tonight, and everybody else is running late, but the show must go on. And so, here we are tonight. We got a great topic on, you guessed it, my partner is stupid, but the sex is bananas. This is a great topic. I'm excited to get into this topic tonight. How important is intelligence in a relationship to you, right? What's the deal? How do you measure, at what point do you draw the line in a relationship with somebody, right? When is intelligence too much, or when is it not enough, right? So tonight's topic hits on this very thing. We jump right into instant gratification, right? Physical gratification. But what happens when, you get to that point and then you realize my partner is stupid, but the sex is truly bananas. And so that's tonight's topic. Hey, Horace, Mr. Magnifico. I can't even deal with you.
That's what they call me.
And so that's what we're into tonight on this topic. And so I am reminded about this topic. There was a show called Half and Half that was on UPN. I know y'all probably don't remember UPN,
Right.
but UPN was a TV network back in the day. And they had this show called Half and Half, is with Essence Atkinson and all of these people. And there was this episode where the main character was dating this guy. He was like super hot and really good in bed, but he was just incredibly stupid. He could not hold a conversation for nothing. And so I was just like, oh my God. And the only way she could deal with him was to just keep having sex with him. And ironically, he ended up breaking up with her because he felt like she wasn't stimulating his mind enough. So yeah, that is tonight's topic on my partner is stupid, but the sex is bananas. Horace, have you had experiences with people who are less than intelligent, but man, they lay it down in the bedroom?
Yeah, it happens probably 6 out of 10 times.
Oh Lord, he says 6 out of 10 times.
6 out of 10 times. Listen, I had someone one time get mad at me and tell me, "You're a whole joke." YOURHOLD.
Wait.
Oh man, I've had some moments. Yeah.
Wait. They literally use text language.
Yeah.
That's what's scary to me, is that we live in a time where people are literally like, just, it's not even ebonics. It's just, we just talking for the sake of talking. It just seems like we just talking for the sake of talking. Hey, Jeff.
Hey.
What up, Jay?
How are you?
You
I'm
have
handsome.
had a rough day.
Yes, I'm good though. How's everybody?
We're good. We're good.
I'm
We
fully
have
recovered from. I'm not going down south no more.
You coming here? The bro, he moving here. What are you talking about?
It's too slow for
I
me.
don't have words.
It's too slow for me. It ain't nothing to do.
I don't have words for what's happening here. I really don't. I don't have words for this.
Wait, what did he just do?
I'm talking about you, because you have had some weekends.
He got stories.
He got stories.
Jeff
Like,
got
live
the
in
best
Atlanta.
stories. Jeff has
Yeah, I
the
ain't gonna
best
say that.
stories.
No,
Jeff got
but I
stories
did.
for days.
I can announce it now. I don't have to do an NDA, but I will be. There's a Tyler Perry production coming out, and I was in it, but I'm not a main character, but I was in the background.
Nice.
Because he got a little, I guess he got tired of some of my tweets and criticism, so he wanted me to meet his staff and stuff personally. So I still have the same ones, but whatever. Hey, I got a nice check, so who cares? Anyways,
Really?
We'll take it.
That's a heck of a tactic.
okay.
Listen, man, listen. Look at the resume going up, man. Look at the resume going
Yeah.
up.
What part of the country
But
are
give
you
me a
in now?
moment. Huh?
Where part of the country are you in now?
My house.
Where's that at? You be DC, Houston, Atlanta?
DC. My house
No,
in
he's back in
DC.
DC.
Oh
Like,
man, I'll be upon you guys soon.
Oh
all right, let
Lord.
me know, man. I'll take you
Yeah.
out. Nice strip club
That's
or
gonna
something.
be scary. Watch your liver.
Yeah. I'm nervous
Horace,
about
watch your
myself.
liver.
I'm
Eat.
nervous myself.
Eat. Cause you ain't at that eat. You older. Your body ain't the same. You ain't finna have that bounce
Says
back
the,
like Jeff,
says the
okay?
woman. Says the woman who makes the strongest rum balls I've ever tasted. Okay.
We're not talking about me though. We're
Okay.
not
Right.
talking about my we're not talking about my rum balls. We're not talking about that. It ain't holiday time. We're not talking about that. Go ahead. Now, why you bringing up old stuff? You bringing up old stuff.
I'm gonna start sharing it. So go ahead. I apologize. You guys
So
want to
no, but our topic tonight is we're talking about the fact that sometimes we get involved with people and that
I'm
are just
sugar
not
pudding.
intelligent. And so how important is intelligence to you, in a relationship? Does a person's intelligence affect your intimacy and vice versa, right? Sometimes we just dive head on in, instant gratification. We get that gratification and then we start talking to the person. It's just like, you really are stupid. Like, you really are.
It's
Like,
scary.
you really are stupid. Hi, Willie. Like, you really are stupid. And so, because some people, and it's like, okay, so a lot of times we jump head on into, like I said, gratification, and we don't give ourselves time to really get to know the person, right? So
Mhm.
it's like,
Mhm.
That's
yeah.
why
So what Horace was saying when you came in, he was talking about it happens more often than
Yeah,
not. Like,
yeah. It happened this weekend, and it happens a lot with me.
6 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, so you get it.
Yeah. The interesting part about it is in this era, especially this generation, you get away with being cute. Like everybody's about being cute and
mhm,
absent-minded. That's like the new thing. Like I met somebody who was famous and they do a podcast and I thought it was an act. And no, it's not an act. Like they're really like clueless, but they are really, they got the surgery, they got the body, amazing body, right? But that body's not going to raise your kids. It's her intelligence. It's her moral compass. So a
right.
lot of dudes go out there and get these chicks pregnant, and then get mad with what they get, or get mad when she move on because she is still gonna be that little slow-minded person. But listen, there has been a lot of decisions that players have had to make when they've had a chick that they know is empty-minded, know she's stressful, know she's an idiot or she's a pain in the head.
Ah,
The sex is so phenomenal. So I will say this: at a certain age, people are gonna get mad at this, but at a certain age,
oh,
the people that you
it's
meet
bad, man.
aren't just happening to be single.
Right.
There's some reason that they're single. Don't just think you just uncovered somebody that's a diamond in the rough. No, if she's over 35, 40, more than likely there's a story behind it. And as men, couple dates in, you be like, oh,
Of
I
course.
get
What's
it.
did you just make that the statement you just said? We're gonna address this later, but I disagree with that. You said if you're over a
Hi,
certain
Marsha. Go
if you're over
ahead.
a certain age, there's something wrong.
No, I said when you're over age, most times,
Okay.
yeah. From a man's standpoint, I would say this: most times people will claim that they're single, and you're thinking like, "Oh my God, she's single. She's gonna check it off on this paper list, right?" And
Okay.
then you get to know her, and you're like, I kind of see why she might be single. A lot of people claim they're single on their own. Oh, I'm single because
Accord.
I want to, and then that's
Yeah,
not really the case. That
Oh,
goes for men and women.
true.
I agree. I
And
slightly
that's
think
true, because there are some men that are just
but
not
there's
intelligent. Like I said, when I started, I was
yeah.
talking about the episode from Half and Half, where Mona was dating the guy, and
Oh, I remember that show. I love that
yeah,
show. Yeah.
yeah, she was dating the guy. She was like, oh, he's completely hot. He's this, he's that. He's just so attractive. But when he opened his mouth, she was like, oh my God, he's stupid. And she felt like the only way that she could deal with him was just to keep having sex with him. And in the end, he ended up breaking up with her because, like I said, he felt like she wasn't mentally stimulating him. But if it ain't already there, what is there to mentally stimulate? But at what point? So it's just very interesting that there are people out here who are, just
peanuts on the top.
Yeah.
Nuttier than
mine gone. Kip, hi Kip. We see you. We know you there. We just had to be attention. He just needs attention.
It's so you're being light. There are people out there that have phenomenal sex, but they're nuttier than squirrel shit.
Yeah. I know.
You said they're nuttier than I can't stand these horse styles.
I'm sorry, y'all.
That is crazy. That's real. That is crazy. But no, you're right. You're right. They are. They don't, it's not all there. And it's like, it's a crazy experience. I can honestly say I've not been in that experience before. But like it's just
everybody got stories. Everybody got stories out their age. When you go dating, in this era, majority of your dates are gonna be like, I'll never date this. I would never go on another date with this person again.
Okay.
Piff has all kind of stories. Stories out the yin yang where she was like, I'm out. Oh my God. Girl called me and act like you need something. I can walk out of this date. Oh, sorry, got to go. Bye-bye. That's what Piff do.
You just really want to have a fight tonight. You just really want.
That is a true thing. I'm talking on behalf of Piff. Piff have had some dates where she's like, and she do this right here. Oh, let me tell you, honey.
Oh God, no! Why'd you have to do neck roll though?
She does it sometimes.
For the new see, like I said,
and she claps her hand
for a fight. Like,
well, Piff, you made a comment last week. We don't have to talk about me last time, but you made an interesting term. You said, what was it? Where you said toxic dick?
Ooh,
was that what you called it?
That's offensive.
Remember, you were probably a little lit, but it's like I guess when people have good sex and then they have sex with you and then they get attached and you're not a good person, or
you said comment.
I mean, I might have. I would have to go back to the show and revisit.
No, what I'm saying is that will go in with this topic because that happens a lot. That's like eating cake and then complaining about the lack of.
That's a quote.
I love it. I love the analogy because it's all the way facts.
That's from the After Dark, though. So yeah.
Imagine having a baby from that person, though. That's where the danger zone come in.
Exactly.
You know you should have left her alone, and boom. I think you're gonna be a daddy. Horror story.
Yeah.
The chick that you know can't even write you a letter with grammar in it to tell you she having a baby.
Yeah, or you'll get something with a whole bunch of text language like, huh?
Oh my goodness.
I remember working with this girl, and she actually vocalized text language. Instead of saying she would be right back, she said BRB.
Like, some people do that. I've actually seen that on resumes.
I was like,
yeah,
like I'm standing right here. You're going to lunch, and your response is instead, I'll be right back. I'm going to lunch. She just said BRB. It took me a minute. Like I was like,
wow.
I'm not really that bougie, but I dated someone once or twice, and I liked them a lot. She's a gorgeous girl, but she couldn't spell. And at some point, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I was like, God damn, like, you can't spell nothing?
I can't. I'm done.
At some point, you'd be like, it's a reflection of myself. Like,
it really is. Like, to me, I agree with you, Horace. Like, who you choose to date is a reflection of, in a way, of you and your values and what's important to you. So it's like, what is it like in your house? Like, what kind of conversations are you having? Because to me, it can't just be, we're going to have sex all the time. Like, you need something more than that, at least to me. Like, And so at what point is it no longer stimulating to you physically and you just can't ignore it?
First of all, I think you're going to have responsibility to yourself. Once, to be candid, most dudes are going to hit it once, right? After that, like Drake said, one time is fine with me. But after that, you have to assess, could you deal with possibly getting this same person that you don't think is bright, don't think can comprehend basic anything? You have to think about, what if this condom pops? Oh, I have passed on a lot of boxes over my lifetime. Listen, I always think about that scenario.
Yeah.
Like, that anything can happen. People come up pregnant, sometimes it's leakage, condoms, pops. Listen,
I didn't know you used condoms.
You don't think I use condoms?
Not at all.
But guess what? I do.
He
I
just had an endorsement the other day. I was gonna say that was on Black Super Friends like last week or something.
Yeah, it's an exclusive club. They found me. I said, yeah, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. I wear those. Sorry, Piff.
We really out here advertising. Okay.
We really out here advertising.
We really out here advertising. And I don't have nothing to say about that. I can't even say nothing.
Hey,
can you help me understand why he's saying sorry, Piff?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be home this weekend.
What does that mean?
I'm coming to DC.
Shut up.
Yeah. Look at you. She's speechless.
I am. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But you couldn't text me. You had to tell me right now.
Yeah, that's part. Look at the surprise. Well,
you must be coming to see somebody. It ain't me.
Oh,
I know it's somebody. There's somebody. It's some hussy. Oh, I'm sorry. If there is somebody.
Oh, no.
I did that. That's what I did. Horace throws shade at me all the doggone time. I just be so tired.
How is that shade?
And drained. And so guess what? I'm just coming for everybody today. Not everybody, aka just Horace.
I put my vest on. I don't know how that was shade. That was nothing but
I just
wanted to see your precious moment to see that Horace would be in DC soon.
But you didn't call me, so I don't understand.
I wanted to confirm that it was going to happen.
See, Brian's all about me choosing violence.
I was just gonna put up. I wasn't even gonna say anything, but I just was so sliding.
Brian is about me choosing violence. Thank you, Brian. I don't even like. I mean, I just like you. You've come for me like 3 times. I ain't said nothing.
No, because I just miss you, Piff.
That is not how you show care. That is toxic.
We're going down another road again. Let me tune in.
I think we right back to Jeff's original comment about what Piff said when during the After Dark about toxic dick.
Well, I think there is toxic everything.
Yeah.
I think there's that person that could have you out in the street acting like you got a baby or not, or what. I mean, even a man could be like, we pregnant. I've seen some.
If you're watching the new season of American Horror Story, there is men being.
I've seen some TikToks where men are like, "Oh no, I'm not leaving you. We get married. Like it is what it is. It was too good. Da 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 da. It is what it is."
Right. So
I've seen some TikToks like this. Okay, where the man is just sprung.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't have a dog in the fight about messing with someone who's stupid. Yeah, because all I date are mean, malicious people, and you have to be smart to do that. But at the end of the day, there's definitely toxic everything, and people will have you sprung out here like you were on heroin.
Right.
Yeah.
I do. I agree with that.
let me just say this publicly. I am not sprung on anything Horace, because Horace does not call. Moving on.
Go to commercial. All right, Dr. H.
Quick shout out to Ringside. I am wearing my Ringside shirt tonight, by the way, y'all. So when I get my Black Super Friends shirt finally, I will.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh my God. Listen.
Don't hold your breath, girl. We were supposed to get those.
And they were in the truck. I was in the truck. Listen, I want to be transparent with you guys tonight, right?
Oh,
so
Lord.
I was to be Piff, stay with me. I used to be that idiot butthole guy at one time, right? And in my arrogance and egotistical way.
I'm sorry, please continue.
We even now, right, Piff?
Okay.
So, okay, I always said, because at one time I was really arrogant and I was just a sexual guy at one point, right? And I remember I met someone, we talked that stuff, that made me say, I don't want none of that. You know how you be both dating and we talking about what you're going to do to each other? And girl, listen, I'm going to have you sprung. I'm going to turn you out. I'm going to do all of these things. And the girl was so quiet. And she's like, okay. Let me tell you to this day, I don't want none of that ever again. Ever. Listen, no, she wasn't the brightest, but she was pretty fine. And that sister put something on me. I said, no, I can't live my life like this. And I openly said, and nothing good can come from this. You know what I mean? Because it's in my logical thoughts, making me want to snatch the condom out. I get her pregnant. Now I'm on this crack addicted sexual run. No. Listen, Horace Hines openly said that he has taken a defeat once in his life. I don't want none of that. This chick got up and said, I told you I was a beast. And I was like, get the hell out of here. Get out. I don't want none of this devil box you got. I am humbly defeated. I laid in the bed, looked at the ceiling, and said, I'll be back. But right now, don't want none of that. Listen, that girl.
It was an issue of pride.
That girl gave me some head. It felt like somebody was playing with my breaker box. You know, somebody played with the light switch. Like a little kid. I don't know that ever in my life again. Fuck that.
Oh,
wow. My stomach hurt.
Listen, I don't tell my business. I say, listen, I don't want. No, bro. I was not in control of my life at that point. I say, no. I see how people out here wanting to fight people about their old ladies and stuff. I don't ever want to be that guy. It was that good.
Well, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. Sometimes people get attached when they shouldn't. Sometimes, just like we discussed before, what is supposed to be a one-time thing turns into them popping up at your house, showing up at your job, getting upset when they see you out talking to other people, cussing them out, and it gets really, as we say, toxic. And then the excuse is always, well, you led me on or whatever. But sometimes there are times where I've seen people get led on when they shouldn't have been. And there's times where you just let them know you're just a quickie, a hookup, a fuck.
Right.
And they I guess what it is you treat them better than others have, and they don't understand. They in their mind, they want it to last. They want it to be what in their mind it seems to be. And it can cause problems, a lot of drama. And sometimes they act the fool. Sometimes they act the fool because they don't want whomever else is interested in you to pursue you.
They don't want to share because they done got sprung. That's just it. In my day, it was they sprung. And it's like, I don't want to let go. And so you can be as clear as crystal about where it is, the type of relationship. You can be friends with benefits or whatever. They still, when you get turned out.
Dr. Hughes, did he not hear what I said? See, I get where Jeff is coming from. We've been that person to others. I'm telling Jeff, wait until you're the person that's going to pop at somebody's job or even thinking like that. You get what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah,
we all have our moments.
When it's that delusional sex.
We all have our moment, Jeff. I was young once, a Heisman Trophy meat slinger like
I know how to
yourself.
separate.
Your time is coming, Jeff.
But did she hit you with the spin and flip? You sound like she hit you with the spin and flip, Horace.
Sounds like something. Or the bend and snap. Something.
Listen, felt like I had an oil change after I had that. I said, my body felt brand new. I said, shit, what was this? Well, like she changed the oil in this car.
My God.
Not change the oil.
Jeez.
Not change the oil.
Felt like I had just been born again.
Okay, see, you're not gonna put God in this now. I'm gonna need you to get that together.
Felt like I was just born again. Like I felt new, heartbeat good, energy on point. Your time is coming, Jeff.
Okay.
So, but I want to get to Tanya's point about it being toxic, dick and toxic. So it's on the flip side, when it's toxic, when it makes you the toxic person, because even though they may not be mentally stimulating, they laying it down in the bedroom to the point that, to Horace's point in his story, that he's showing up to the job all crazy like a crack fiend, having withdrawals because you want that experience again. Now it turns you into the toxic person. So sometimes the toxic behavior is not because they, the person who putting it down on you is being toxic. It's you done flipped the script and then gone where you didn't think that you would ever go, because it's literally that good. It doesn't really, you done been turned out. At the end of the day, you done got turned out. And it's like, okay, at what point do I ignore the fact that this person is not mentally stimulating, but they are really stimulating me in the bedroom? Like, I can't let this go, versus, okay, wait a minute. This can only last so long.
When you egotistical, I've dated people that I didn't think I would go. My mind was, once I get it, I'm like, turn their ass out. You know what I mean? Right. And when they see me somewhere, they can be like, girl, that duck is woo-wee. But when the rabbit got the gun,
well, so
it ain't no fun.
I've seen examples. I know a person. Well, I won't get. I'm gonna switch it up a little bit so I don't get accused of talking about people like they always do. But I know someone who they met somebody and it was a hookup, and they used to have, from what they said, bomb sex.
Right.
And they ended up getting engaged, and now that person will not leave them alone because they are sprung. Yeah, that happens a lot, and we all know friends and stuff like that. So
yeah, like seriously, because the thing is, you get so sprung in the bedroom that it really does create something within you to where you start ignoring all the other the signs of toxic behavior, like okay, not just okay, my partner is stupid, right? But maybe they're controlling. Maybe there are other things that like you ignore. Huh?
Some people like that controlling stuff.
Yeah, some people do. And some people are okay with just having someone who looks good and lay it down in the bedroom, but don't have anything else to offer. Some people want that trophy lover. Let's be real here, because to me, that's what it is. You're a trophy lover. Some people genuinely like a trophy lover. Y'all, Brian said, here's the red flags. Good sex is a red flag. But truth be told, it could be a red flag, like, honestly. So I think that's why some people choose to wait, because you want it, like, getting to know somebody outside the bedroom. But again, like Jeff said, depends on where the relationship is. Is it simply just a hookup? Is it hookup? Is it friends with benefits? Like, are there boundaries to the situation? Because depending on the relationship that you have with that person, do you really care if they're smart? If it's friends with benefits or it's just a hookup, do you really care?
Yes.
But no, because yes. Well, go ahead. We can go around the room.
You have to be, because you have it. What if you have a child from this person?
No, then wrap it up.
No, things happen. My point is,
pull out.
That same kind of sex makes you do things that you wouldn't normally do. You might do some sexual things you wouldn't usually do. Your judgment is clouded. Like, I know I should have on the condom, but it feels so good, I'm gonna snatch it off. Like, your judgment is really off because you are such an addict at that moment to what you're experiencing and what you're feeling. Your judgment is clouded. So yes, you need to think. In fact, no, you know what? I know I can't control myself. So no, I don't even know. I don't even want to have sex because once I get around them, I go dumb. I do wrap it up, Brian. But listen.
I'm done. Listen.
I don't. And I still don't have that problem. I look at it like this.
Jeff.
I look at it like this. You make a good point, Horace, about the consequences. But let's be real here. If you are just trying to hook up, you just look at the body, sometimes the face, but you can always put that in the pillow. And Pip's like, what?
He said, put your face in the pillow.
This young bull.
I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I did not mean
you're a potential. Yes, I care about the whole package.
Right.
But if you're just that, Horace, you make a good point about that. But with anything in life, you leave a job to go to another one, there are the unknowns. And sometimes you might be angry at the first job, and then the grass ain't always greener. So emotions can invoke things, but you can prevent this. Just pull it out or wrap it up. But like you said, I know you're saying that you could be inebriated and it could cloud your judgment. And due to that, there could be long-term consequences.
Right.
And I will not comment on a moral issue, but there are ways to handle that if that does happen. We won't make a discussion about that right now. So there are ways to correct it. But
listen, sometimes the grass ain't greener. The other side got a rock garden. That's my point.
Sometimes what you looking at is AstroTurf. But I think I see both of y'all's point. I think that
sometimes you want to do
good sex, like somebody is in the comments about how is good sex a red flag. Let me tell you something. There's good sex, then there's mind-blowing, toe curling, lose your mind, like the example that Horace is given, to where you cannot separate and it turns you, like you literally are turned out and it becomes a toxic situation for you, because now it's almost like you become controlled by that experience, and you don't understand why you're controlled by it, why you're behaving the way you were behaving, why all of this stuff is happening. And so all the other things, it's like a side effect. And what we're talking about pretty much is the side effect of getting turned out in the bedroom by somebody, and why it's important to get to know a person before you lay with them, because they might actually be stupid. They might actually have other issues that rationally in a moment before they turned you out, you would have been like, nah, son. Versus now, as Brian says, you digmatized, and now you can't, you poochie whipped, you done. Like, you done for. And you done for.
Getting dropped off the work.
Brian can tell you, there's been times I've been to stuff and several people at the same event has come back up, introducing themselves as dating me. And Brian's like, do you even know this person? I'm like,
no.
I guess I do. I might know.
But in their mind,
I might know what they look like naked, but I don't know them. And Brian would be like, Brian will tell you about that. But those were back in those days. But so is mediocre sex a green flag? I think I get it, but
he was saying that good sex. He was saying good sex is a red flag, and it can be. And so his joke is, so is mediocre sex a green flag? I don't think it's just either or, but and it's not that black and white, because if you are, it depends on how you define the relationship. But sometimes you get caught up even in the relationship that you define. Like, them boundaries get crossed because all it takes is one like mind-blowing moment and you done for. Like, mind gone, done, through, caught up. It's like what Scott is saying, that sex as the conjoining of two souls. You don't know what you have exchanged in that moment of, where you done got turned out. Could be anything. You just never know. It just depends on the
Do
experience.
you guys believe that?
It's the source of baby mama drama.
Right.
A lot of those relationships, they can't stand each other.
Yeah.
But somehow they still
keep
keep
hooking
going back and
up.
forth to each other.
Yep. Can't stop it.
Right.
They can't stop it.
I know
Piff,
people like that.
you've been quiet eating your chips.
Yeah. I know people been dating 15, 16 years, have 6, 7, 8 kids. They will not get married because they won't live together either, because every time they do, someone in the family is bailing one of them out.
Yeah.
We literally had to get a GoFundMe to bail this person out the last time because of how bad it was. So
Jesus.
Yeah. So I get it.
Yeah, I mean, it can really lead to some toxic stuff. And if somebody made a point earlier about, if someone is just like mentally not stimulating, they may not make sound judgment, really good judgment, like good decisions and stuff, right? And so that's why it's important to get to know somebody, because if they don't have it all together up here, and I'm not talking about mental ill, I'm talking about they just genuinely don't have the mental to just think critically or have a conversation. What kind of decisions are they making regularly in their life? I think some people genuinely know they don't bring a lot to the table in other areas, and so they really make it their business to know how to satisfy in the bedroom so that they make a living off of that. Like, that is how they make sure that they have a comfortable lifestyle and find people to take care of them, because they know that's what they're offering.
Just like the people who manipulate with money, they can control with sex or something that they know is a control thing. And from what I've heard from people and from women and stuff, is that some men can do that, have the power. I've heard, people have told me I've done that, although I have more to offer than that. But I think that's just a way to insult me. But regardless, I get it.
Yeah.
So do you guys think? Well, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to hear from Piff.
Me too.
So I'm just looking at the comments, and I'm gonna kind of address a few of them.
Let's do it.
So, for real, sex is an exchange of a lot of chemical,
right?
And so you can talk about the spirituality, but when you have sex with somebody and it's actually been scientifically proven. So if you don't believe in spiritual stuff, I'll just come at you from a logical, scientific way. You exchange specific pheromones and also chemicals. And when you exchange those chemicals, even when you are wearing a condom, you still exchange the chemicals. You can get attached, and based on the chemical reaction between your bodies, there is something in the brain that will click, and the pheromones and all of that could potentially make you make erratic decisions. Hence why Horace was so turned out. And so I don't necessarily think that maybe this woman did something super, super special. I just think there are some times that are when our bodies emit these chemicals and exchange of energy. Yes, Scott, that you're more open to to actually being more apt to do different things because of the chemical release in the other person's body. Yeah. So if you get with someone and you have ill intention or whatever, someone also said, how many people have you slept with? Why would you be sprung? Well, because it could be chemical. It really could be. So if you understand, yes, me for president, if you really understand what it is and what it ain't before you get with somebody, then you really understand, okay, this is why I'm sprung and this is why I can't call them and I need to delete and block myself. I'm not blocking you because it's you. I'm blocking you because it is me. I need to get a hold of myself. I'm going to go to jail. I'm out here claiming that we got babies. I need Pampers. I just want $3 of your attention. Whatever it is that makes you act crazy. I've seen women act super crazy over men. And when I say super crazy, I'm talking to the nth power crazy. Like,
Right.
I'm going to do this and he's going to do that. And like, she's calculated every single thing that he will do. And she's right, because the chemical reaction that they've exchanged, they know each other.
Right.
So, you know, again, you know, I just want to address it in that way. I don't think it has really anything to do with no problem, Terry. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that we're doing something new.
Right.
You've experienced something new. You've experienced it's almost all the same stuff. It's just the someone. It's their chemical, it's who their parents, all of that stuff matters, guys.
Right.
And I really, really think that when you take that into account before you lay down with somebody, you need to think there is a potential for me to be sprung and I'll be out here like I'm on heroin or crack.
Mm-hmm. A big part of sex is mental. A huge part of sex is mental. If you think about it, honestly, you got to think about what it takes for you to get there mentally, because sometimes if you're not, that's why some people need enhancements. They oh, sex is better when I'm high, or da 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 da. Why do you think that is? And so for me, I think that there's definitely a connection for me. Like, if you don't stimulate me here, I'm not interested in nothing else. I'm not attracted to anything else. I don't care how fine you are. If you open your mouth and stupid comes out, like, I can't make heads or tails of anything. I'm sorry. Like,
have you ever stopped, Dr. H? Have you ever stopped, not a hookup, but just an encounter because someone said something dumb or something?
We didn't even get to that point. Let's just be real. Like, before we even got to that point, like, for me, it's always been that way for me, even before I got my doctorate. It's just like, I need mental stimulation. I need to know that we can have a conversation. Like, I'm not a one-night stand person. I've never been a one-night stand. Have I had a one-night stand before? Yeah, back in the 90s, out of college. Like, come on, you in college, crazy. But like, beyond that, like, I'm not interested in no conversation. I'm drunk. I done licked up. Like, the mood have been set. Like, let's and I'm gone. Like, it's like I'm done. I can shower at my room, or I can shower when I get back to kids. I can shower, or goodbye. Go on now. If you want to shower, you can't buy. But that was college, and that was then. That's different. But I had a rotation that was different. Versus in my rotation was people who had
stuff is coming out today, boy. Her and Horace
came out last year. What y'all talking about? This came out last year, last season. But mental, it's a big part of it is mental. And so I'm not trying, I don't need to stop anything, because ain't nobody saying nothing that's gonna turn me off. I'm gonna make sure that in that time that they're like, what I'm interested in now is obviously not what I was interested in when I was in college, but I've never
So I'll say
I've cut people off because if they were dry in bed, that's different. But have I had people crazy and toxic towards me because they wanted more and I wasn't interested? Yeah. And to be honest, to be on the receiving end of that is scary.
Yeah. I'll say for me,
somebody, what did he say? Being poochie, what is it?
Whipped.
Poochie whooped. It's scary dealing with somebody that's poochie whipped. Honestly, and it is scary, because it's kind of like, will you leave me alone? I might need to call security, campus security. I might need to call my brothers.
Can we address this comment right here? You were making a good point earlier when you said, like, if you have to do all that. My favorite, and I know I'm going to ruffle feathers with this one, but I don't care, is that before we do anything or go somewhere, you gotta get high, or you gotta
Like, why?
My thing, no, with me, I've been told before that they think that I'm intimidating or I'm a lot to deal with, so they have to relax.
Then find your match. Then obviously you're not that sexual match.
If you can't, because if you have to do that, what if we have a long-term connection? You're gonna get high every day,
right?
Whatever. And I don't care. I've indulged myself, but not in that. Sorry. So the dogs or the inmates. But anyways, so with that said, if I feel you have to adjust or alter your, now I understand if it's just a hookup and Wheelan left the club, whatever, that's fine. But like, in order to deal with me or whatever, but getting to the actual topic, sometimes when you do put it on somebody, whatever, and they get attached, they sometimes do get involved in extra enhancements. Or
They do.
I've dealt with someone before who they were so sprung or whatever, and they were so scared to talk to me that they would get drunk on the phone or whenever they were trying to explain, and they would get angry.
And not realizing that that's a turn off for you, though. How are you supposed to?
Not only that, or they started. I really thought they were on drugs. The person was on drugs one time, and it was so bad that I literally had to almost get a restraining order because it had just gotten bad. And I noticed when I tried to talk to them about what they were doing, it's like it was going through one ear and not the other. They kept repeating themselves, and I said either it's a language issue because they were not from here, or you're just dumb, or you're just crazy. It's just like on that movie Obsessed.
Yeah.
The only time I enjoyed hearing and seeing Beyonce, but
I want to get to this point that Trevor's making because I think it's right up your alley of what you're saying, Jeff. Where he said, I've been in this situation where I've been mentally, physically attracted to someone, and I knew that they just wanted to hook up. So I didn't hook up with them because I knew I would have flipped out of my skin. And that goes back to what Piff said. You have to make the decision for you to step away. And that's just being mature. And we said it time and time again on this show, like you got to be mature to be out here dating or, sexually active with people because you are exchanging, like Piff said, more. You're exchanging a lot more than just physical gratification in that moment. It's a chemical exchange. And so if you don't have healthy boundaries for yourself, because it's not the other person's responsibility, just because they're good at what they do in that bedroom, it's not their responsibility to control your response or to help you figure yourself out. It's up to you as an adult to figure out, okay, how do I respond to this situation? If you already know you in too deep, before you ever get to that point, be mature enough to say, this ain't gonna be no good thing for me. I need to go ahead. I need to go on. Right. I need to go on. Horace, you ain't said nothing in a while.
No, you're saying what I'm saying.
I mean, or you could say it's on like Donkey Kong and live your best life because YOLO. There you go. I mean,
take a risk.
We're all adults. Take your I mean, I read a book a few years back. It's not the best, but it has the theme of it is it is the best theme. It's called The Best Yes. And so you have to figure out what your best yes, meaning your best answer, yes or no, is. And you are the only one to determine that. I'm not determining it. No one on this panel is determining it. I just think if you want to live YOLO, then you live YOLO and that's it. But you just know that you might be out there in the street. Don't be calling Piff to bail you out. Piff ain't going to come get you.
Right. You do not come to this show for no help. I don't know what to tell you. Go ahead, Horace. Magnifico.
Name an addiction that has been good for you. My point exactly.
Serving the Lord.
Oh, I knew you was going to go down that road. I don't know,
Serving the Lord.
Serving the Lord.
Huh?
Then the people that end up turning in those streams.
I mean, I'm telling you, you know what? Honestly, even the Bible says everything in moderation. Right?
Absolutely.
And so for real, you just need to do everything in moderation. And if you're out here trying to get at somebody, they at work, they can't work, they can't use the bathroom, like they can't eat, they can't drink no water, you got a problem. Like we need you to bring it back, bruh, sis. We need you to to get it together.
Yeah.
If someone has to go to counseling because of you, do you think that's a reflection of you or them?
Both.
Them. Because you're not, how did you know that? You know what I mean? Like how you don't know.
Well, it depends on the situation, though, Dr. Hughes. We're getting a snippet,
right?
Well, and so true. I will say it could be both because if you know that this person is having an issue, right? They're just like give me you, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna give you me, right? You're indulging. The situation.
Right.
And so when you indulge the situation, yes, you are culpable. And yes, like, come on.
Yes. But I also think on the flip side of that, I think it goes back to something somebody said earlier about this is why you have a conversation beforehand, because you need to know where somebody's head is at. before you lay with them.
Dr.
But I
Hughes,
think
let's
that
be honest. Let's rip all the band-aids and the let's take the crutches off. Let's be real. Let's
yeah,
just limp on our broken leg. Okay. You can have all the conversations in the world. However, comma, because I'm not stupid. Look,
yeah,
okay. So you can have all the conversations in the world. This can still happen to you.
oh yeah,
And you need to acknowledge, like, if you have a certain behavior or you feel it, like, if you feel very strongly about somebody and you have not slept with them, there is a reason. They are giving off pheromones that you are like, if you already want to like hold on to them, y'all ain't done nothing, you might need to back up
yeah,
just a bit. You might need to reevaluate sleeping with them.
yeah,
Like you may need, you just, yes, you may need a lot of help.
yeah.
And so, and I'm not a therapist, but I'm just saying, ripping all the band-aids off and keeping it a buck, as they used to say, you need to understand that you are responsible for yourself and you need to make your best yes decision.
I agree. I agree. I think that, at any given moment, when I'm coming to you, Horace, you need to use your intuition. Church folks will say you need to use your discernment. Whatever term you want to use, you have to use all of those alarms that go off that you might want to ignore because, ooh, they so fine, or ooh, I want this itch scratched. What's the side effect, long and short-term side effects of this decision you're about to make? You know what I mean? Like, seriously, what you got to think about that, Horace.
Well, this message is to the young bull, Jeffrey Day. Makes me proud every day to see the young bull out here running. Uh, I would say to Jeff to give a disclaimer, right? But you know what's funny about that disclaimer? If Jeff was to tell that chick, like, listen, when I deal with people, they usually end up being a stalker or they can't handle the sex I have. You know what's the funny thing about that? He's going to do it being responsible. And
Right.
what's going to happen? That's going to make them chicks definitely come to see if he's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So,
They
hey,
still
one
do,
thing
yeah,
about that
because they see it as a
disclaimer,
challenge. It's a
but after
challenge.
that, hey, it's not on the blood is not on your hands after that, Jeff. You gave them fair warning that you was about to knock them into next week. So, rumble, young man, rumble.
But I think that, okay, so Horace, to that point, because you make a good point, some people see things like that as a challenge. So again, if they're already not intelligent, they just fine and they laying it down and you living for the moment, you living your best life, you doing whatever, you can give that disclaimer, but they'll see it as a challenge, especially if they got an ego issue. Especially if they got an agenda attached to you, because some people come and get into relationships or they seek out people based off an agenda. I got a plan. They done created this whole manifesto plan of their lives with you based off of what they believe they can do in the bedroom because of what they believe is going to get them in the long term. This is a goal. It's a mission for some folks. So,
or let's address the elephant in the room.
Wait.
Oh,
I
go ahead,
don't want to see a commercial that says, if you have slept with Jeffrey Day, please call.
Butchering my name.
Day, man.
You want to listen? You say he needs a hotline.
He need a hotline. They are losing their mind over Jeffrey Dre.
A rehab hotline. Okay, Jeff, go ahead.
So, or the other thing, Dr. H, that you did not address is some people just do not like rejection, and even though you're not telling them no immediately, they feel used by their actions, or they feel like, or sometimes, and I've done this in the past, so I'm not gonna lie. You spoke a good game or whatever to them, and then they're thinking it's gonna be more than that, and they're trying to hang out with you again or whatever, and you'd be like, oh no, they're too clingy, I'm gonna walk away, and then that's when drama starts, and then they feel like, oh hell nah, they ain't about to do me like that, and then what they'll do is they don't want to go back to their friends and act like they were played after them bragged about you and
because that pride, that ego, that ego got hurt. And you make a good point. Rejection is a big issue, and again, that goes back to when you are not mentally intelligent, we're talking about intelligence. We're not talking about mental. We're talking about intelligence. You stupid. Like, just to be real, there's an insecurity that goes along with that, and so you ride on pride and ego in your appearance and your ability to do X, Y, Z thing. And so when somebody, like Jeff says, reject you or reject what you're offering because, for whatever reasons that they choose to do so, now it's a different issue. I like what Willie says here. You have to know your emotional limits before you indulge in sexual encounters. Can you have sex without being attached? Or if you have sex, will an ownership begin to form? Be sure of your actions. No takebacks with sex. There's no takebacks. Once you do that, like Piff said, you can't take back that exchange of chemicals. You can't. There's no takebacks. There's no coming back from that. These will just be giving you the business. This is why I love her.
I know she's cool. I
love her. So, and this is true. Like, you can get it bad after you can be real, but again, the point.
Wait a minute. Let me interject right here. I definitely shot my shot. I'm gonna be honest. I shot my shot. I was low lit. I shot my shot in front of Dr. Hughes at Jeff, and he definitely did not give it up. But probably because he respects me. But
I missed a lot last show.
Like, I shot my shot, and he really was like, "Piff, go to bed."
But he knew you was drunk. Yeah, Piff was drunk on the last show. She was lit.
But I remember I was like, I really like had to apologize. Like,
don't apologize.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely shot my shot at Jeff. Jeff was not giving nothing. He gave me nothing.
But I think that is also a sign of respect for he knew you were lit.
He did.
And so that's a sign of respect and maturity for
it was.
He's not going to take advantage of you.
But also, like, I've been in Jeff's house and stuff. Like, Jeff don't be trying nothing with me. Right. Like, yeah.
But I think but to that point, how many men would have taken advantage of the situation, right?
A lot.
They want to know why that woman crazy.
That picture I posted.
Right, and then want to know why people crazy because you turned them out. You ain't see her in the black leather.
Oh yeah.
Where you been? But
you had her they going.
Right, but you gotta. I mean, but to that point, when you with somebody, there are people out here, male and female, who would have taken advantage of that situation, right? And then want to know why the person turned out and why they crazy knocking on your door because you done turned them out when they already in a vulnerable state, right? And so let's add another dimension to this. When you already vulnerable. That makes it worse.
Women know
so now that whole toxic situation we were talking about.
Or women who know you do well for yourself and they intentionally do everything you want just to get pregnant by you so you can take care of them.
Yeah.
That's toxic too. And that's
a lifestyle. People, when you know you don't have much to offer up here or in any other context, and you rely on your body. Let's be real. Some people, and this is not just women, men do it too. Because it's a whole lot of men looking for women taking care of them. And it's men who are comfortable with that.
Yes.
House husbands.
Yes.
There's men out here who full on looking for sugar mamas. Full on. Seriously.
They're called house husbands.
House husbands, seriously, that's a job. This a lifestyle now. So it's not just women, it's men that got the same agenda. Don't have a whole lot to offer, but they got wood from here to their knees, and they know how to use it. They got tongue action. They know how to work that jaw. They ain't got to come up for air. They can hold their breath for 4 minutes underwater. That Navy SEAL style. They know what they doing. They studying Kama Sutra. They know how to, you know what I'm saying, like do tantric sex and stuff. They done studied so they can make sure you hooked, so you can take care of them and be just as happy being a house husband laying it down. So it's not just women. It's men too. What?
The way you describe that, you got stories to tell, Phil. She got stories to tell.
I'm gonna say, I definitely know some gentlemen.
She just went somewhere
that have said they want to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And I'm like, by whom?
Right.
I'm sorry, sir.
We don't do that here.
Please explain to me by whom. Let me help you find her, because she is not her.
But somebody will.
He is not her.
Right.
Somebody will.
Have you seen me? Do you see this taking? I'm gonna need, sir.
Let me take you to parts of the country where meat is appreciated,
sir.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
price
even
of meat
still,
went up.
we ain't doing that. Like, not here.
First of all, let me tell you something. Not everybody wants everyone's meat because everyone don't know what to do with their meat.
Okay,
boom, there it is, and there it is.
Mm-hmm.
But for real, if you want somebody to take care of you, you don't lead with that. You finesse, and you get that later. Thank you for warning me, because you will not get within 10 feet of me, sir.
I ain't talking about me, Piff. What I'm saying to you, if you're open to communicate,
Horace, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about this other person.
I want you to listen. There are women in parts of the country, such as Atlanta, Houston, and DC, right? That have everything under the sun but a man. And you know what? She will pay for her orgasm. So if she got a little dude sitting around the house, trust me, there are some women that, guess what? I don't need you for nothing else, but you can be the house husband. Just make me happy, look good on my arm, and put me to sleep at night. It's really happening out here. You don't have to do it.
Let me
real life out here.
I really believe that if you are a man, you need to be a man. I can't be with nobody with me trying to lead. Like, that don't work. That dynamic in my mind does not work for me.
You can't.
I tell my own cousins and friends, you letting some woman take care of you. And I'm not trying to sound sexist, so don't y'all write me no letters, but step it up. It's okay. It's okay if you're going through a hard time and she's there, but don't seek it.
Right.
No, they're seeking it now because women.
It's a lifestyle now. Like, men don't want to.
Women are earning more money. I will agree. But I think, though, even though a woman is earning more money, buy the damn groceries. Like, what you doing? Like, come on.
Or you're deadbeat, get food stamps.
We are not endorsing the lifestyle.
Is what I'm saying. Do something.
I think y'all know where I stand.
Listen, we're not endorsing it, but it's reality. Whether you agree with it or not, for some people that works, and that is a real reality out here in this era of America.
Clearly, that's why you're coming up here to see these hussies, but that's okay.
I'm not even gonna do this with you tonight. I deal with you.
Can I just address Sean? Sean, my friend, thank you very much. I don't know if that was. I thank you. My facial expressions sometimes. I will tell you, I've gotten feedback that I'm hard to read. Can you believe that? Me?
Mm-hmm. I don't think
so. Saying. I don't think so. I don't think so. But y'all had a good conversation tonight about this, because at the end of the day, whether that person, a big part of sex is still mental. Yeah. And Piff hit you with the science. So don't be over here talking about, we didn't hit you with no spiritual stuff. We hit you with straight up science. Some of y'all might be refuting science. That's your business. It don't change the fact that it's been studied. You are transferring a whole lot when you are intimate with somebody sexually. And so at the end of the day, you got to think, somebody said it earlier, ask questions, have a conversation with somebody, but use your intuition when it comes to making that decision, because once you get turned out,
and the only way to let go is block, and you can't even block them these days. People could Google you, find out where you live. People will contact your friends constantly. Or my favorite, they know where I hang out at sometimes.
Right, and they show up and they'll pop up.
Lord,
yeah. That's it's not that easy to get rid of people. You got to do full on. It's people out here who get restraining orders and they still end up in the grave because people crazy. At the end of the day, you got to know the
full armor of God.
You got to put on the full armor of God.
Sometimes I be like, find somebody better.
I don't know who said it earlier, but you can't take sex back. Once you done had it, you done had it. Once you've had that exchange, it's there. And it's not that easy to get rid of crazy people. Like, you really can't. Like, you can get a restraining order all you want, but sometimes, we know that Black lives ain't really mattering to these people. So you can have a restraining order, but you got to take it a step further. Like it's real crazy out here, and it's not easy to, help people detach from you after they done got that good. You don't know. Like you got to ask people, what's the best sex you ever had? Because that sex might have been vanilla, and you know that you might be jalapeno. I say this all the time. So somebody who's used
what
to
about
vanilla,
the habanero turning
and
them
you
all
finna come
the
over
way
here to habanero, you already know they finna be off the chain crazy. So you need to go ahead and say, go on, baby, you too vanilla for me. Like, and deal with the rejection. I don't know what to tell you. But that's how that is.
Trevor
is really like giving me life. He said he's putting restrict.
Yo.
Trevor, what you be doing? Let us know in the comments. Tell Piff what you be doing. Take me out. Shoot.
Trevor is yeah.
No, listen, let me tell you something. That night I wore that outfit, I had the most fun I've had in a while.
I bet.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Horace. You can't hate. You can't hate when you don't call. Boom. There it is. You would have, anyway, you can't hate if you don't call.
So our next show is going to be in 2 weeks on the 27th. Y'all stay tuned. Because, baby, but no, this is a great conversation. Seriously, y'all got to think. You really do have to think and consider certain things before you start laying with people. And if they're not mentally stimulating, you got to think if they're stupid. I'm not here to be politically correct, not on this show, but if they really are not very intelligent, they're not making good business. They're not making good life decisions, business decisions. Like Horace said earlier, do you want to do life with this person? Do you want to possibly end up with a baby? Because at the end of the day, condoms do bust. They get holes and stuff happens all the time, right?
Poked in them.
Right. So things happen. You can use contraceptive. You can use birth control, but things still happen. You still need to make good common sense decisions for yourself. Again, if they not all the way up there intelligent, they not making good decisions in life decisions. So do you want the possible repercussions of dealing with this person long term?
Amen.
Just saying. So y'all, we thank y'all for a very good show tonight. Like, share, host watch parties and talking about it amongst yourselves. And we'll see y'all next time. Y'all get some rest. Jeff is tired and we need him to go rest because he's still in recovery after his Atlanta trip. So we gonna catch y'all in 2 weeks. But until then, y'all stay safe, healthy, and have fun. But please use good decisions. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
You want to say condoms, protection.
Right.